favorite TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Good morning. This is the Wednesday Morning Digest edition, and this is a youth and opportunities. And this is none other than Elevate Television, Advancing Kingdom Lifestyle, and I'm your host, Moses Muiruri. And today is going to be those days you love to remember all your life. I have one of the guys I really look at, and I believe you will like him. He has great. He has done great, and the things he has done at his age, I think we need to go back to school. But before we do that, the link is already out. The link is out. Remember, if you've not liked Elevate on YouTube and on Facebook, please do so that you can get every update as it comes through. The link is already out, and remember the drill. You must share it on all your platforms. Let me tell you, if you don't share an opportunity, you deny somebody their lifeline. Remember, we said opportunity is what you can give freely to anyone. If you want to help somebody, don't give them just words. Give them an opportunity to move from where they are to where they should be or where they ought to be. And I want to really appreciate those of you who share. Remember, again, you can get into the conversation with us. We will be talking about opportunities and daring to make those opportunities. Sometimes you don't need the opportunity. You need to create it. And my guest today is one ambassador. I tell you, you need your passport. Karim.
Thank you.
This is Elevate Television.
Yes.
And we are really, really honored to have you.
Yes.
It's I don't want to say it's been a journey, but you are here.
By the grace of God.
Camera, introduce yourself.
Yes.
Let's keep this thing running.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, our viewers. My name is Ambassador Steve Mbugua. I am an ambassador of safety. Yeah, but again, I'm born again. I boldly confess that Jesus is Lord. The grace that saves and sustains works in me, and I love Jesus.
Amen.
Yes, I'm married to one wife and blessed with 3 children by the grace of God.
Amen. That's good to hear from you, because I was just about to ask you, ambassadors are appointed by government, so I would want to get an ambassadorial appointment also into Kenya, but it's okay. Now, you're a safety ambassador, and I think you've done very well in that field, and we'll not be talking about that today, but we'll have to touch it somewhere along the way.
Sure.
And Steve, this is an opportunity episode. Everybody looks for an opportunity, and the difference between two people is the opportunities, and how they are willing to take them, of course. And the opportunities are always there. Why we created this forum is so that we can always say opportunities are always there. I once sat a man down there and he said opportunities everywhere. You just need to have eyes to see them and to see it. And I want to pick right from the beginning your view on opportunities.
Thank you, Mr. Moses. Now, as you've said, opportunities will always be there. But again, they favor those who are prepared and those who are alert. If you pull up your antennae and you open your eyes, there will always be opportunities around. Whether at home, on the road, offices, with your phone, your gadget here, there are opportunities every time moving around. But how accurate you are, how fast you are to recognize the opportunity and to seize that moment, because opportunity will not always last. So they have expiry period.
Wow.
Some opportunities will give you a second chance and another chance, but there are opportunities, if you miss them, then you will never get them again.
You miss them.
Yes.
As we begin to look at this, I honestly have to say we had to check you out.
Thank you.
We checked you out, and you have an inspiring story. I think somebody said you can talk to people and expect them to receive what you want to say, but people can read your life.
Right.
Your life is the one that talks more than what you say.
Yeah.
You know, pat in the back.
Right.
Everybody does.
Sure.
And so, give us a bit of your story.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, sometimes God takes us through certain paths.
Yeah.
Because one, to prepare us, and also because of our destinies. You know, destinies are interconnected. And if I arise and become what God intended me to be, there's a way you and other people will benefit from that. But if I fail, I may also affect their destinies. So sometimes those stories, and everyone has a story.
Yes.
Everyone has a story.
Yes.
And those stories, if you package them well and you allow yourself to go through the process, we call it the journey of becoming, at the end it will be for your own good and for the good of others. Mine is a long story.
We'll shorten it somewhere.
Okay, thank you, thank you. It all started from Nakuru. I was born and brought up in Nakuru town, a village called Moronyo. And by the grace of God, as I grew like any other villager. From the deep part of it, without shoes and everything, kulisha ng'ombe, you're up and down, doing those things that villagers do. And I did my high school. I wanted to be a doctor. All through, I desired to be a doctor. And when I did my KCP in 1997, I didn't perform well. Actually, I performed poorly.
Wow.
And I didn't get any admission to any high school. And for the first 2-3 months I was at home, but inside I still desired to be a doctor, but also there was something else in me. I wanted to be a businessman, an entrepreneur. If I don't become a doctor, I'll be a businessman. And talking to my mom, because already the dream of going to high school is like it was shut, she started helping me, moving with me around, trying to get something to do. And we went to a cobbler, those people who repair shoes. And we wanted to at least I get some skill. So she took me there so that I can start learning how to repair shoes. Unfortunately, that gentleman didn't like me. And he said, we are lazy. And so I missed that opportunity. We went back home.
Thank God.
Yeah, another opportunity came up. There's a place called Nyandarua, Dunduri. And somebody who was working there, watu wa kukamua ng'ombe, he was told, look for another young man like you who we can employ, who can be taking care of our cattle. But again, I was taken there. They again just rejected me.
They didn't like
yeah, and like the dreams, kufa feeling now I'm rejected. I tried joining NYS again, tukakimbia, nikashindwa, I missed the opportunity. But in March, I was able, God opened an opportunity and I joined high school.
Wow.
But again, I started problems. Nikakuwa, I'm always the last student in class. And in 1999, Form 2, I dropped out of school. And for 5 years, I was out.
Wow.
Yeah, in the streets of Nakuru. Wow. I left home. After I dropped out of school, I went to the streets.
Wow.
Now, in the streets, I started now gaining some, I was being installed up. I would see things happen that really touched my heart. For example, at night or even daytime, you'll experience, let's say, hit and run.
So you were actually literally staying as a street guy?
Yeah.
Wow.
It started with, there are 2 levels of street boys and street families. There are those who literally...
Tell me, I don't know.
There are those who literally sleeps mahali kwa dust, waste, they were kichoma tires and all that. But there's another that they have a way they organize themselves and they have a space, which maybe they have leased and all that. So for me, I was in that category where you're in the streets, but at night we will go to somewhere called Bondeni. And a lot of boys, like 12 or 13 boys, you are in one room. But not at any point. We are anyways, are pocketers, so different times, different duties. Yeah, so we were there and we were doing a bit of pickpocketing, robbery and all that. If you look at my hair, this is a dent. This is another dent because of mob justice. And while in the streets, I would see some things happening. Like, for example, hit and run. Accident vehicles. There's an accident, no one to take care of that. There is fire. Remember, there's a hotel that was on fire, and I wished I knew how to extinguish the fire. Sometimes people are being, kidnapped. Kupiga ngeta, pigwa kisu. And it's my colleagues who have done that, but I would wish, maybe even after tumempiga ngeta, I wish I had a bit of first aid. So in the streets, the desire I had on becoming a doctor and a first aider, ikakuwa iko styled up kabisa. and also being a businessman, seeing other business people, what they were doing in the streets.
5 years?
5 years.
Wow.
In 2003, August, on that August 2003, by the grace of God, I gave my life to Christ.
Wow.
Yeah, just a friend pushed me into a church, in a nearby church. And it is there that I received the word of God, strongly from Isaiah 60 and verse 1, arise and shine, for your light has come.
Wow.
And I decided now, it's sure I have to arise and shine. So after that, I started now working on transformation. By the grace of God, the Holy Spirit followed me, and there was transformation. I went back to home, very reconciled with my parents. I had dreadlocks, I shaved, and I started working to go back to school. And in 2004, after 5 years, I went back to school.
Wow.
I worked so hard, I had to pay school fees on my own. Kufanya mjengo huko shuleni ndani to pay for the school fees. And in 2006, I cleared my high school, performed very well. I got an A-.
Wow.
And I got an opportunity to join the university. Unfortunately, I did not celebrate. I wanted to be a doctor, but this A-, I didn't qualify to do medicine.
Be medicine, yeah.
That's why I was not celebrating as others were celebrating. I joined university, did economics, but part-time I started working on my path to medicine. So I would do online courses, short courses after the uni, and also volunteering with the Red Cross, St. John Ambulance, and all that. And that's why now I rekindled the passion
and the
safety
desire.
and health. And I was able over years to go back to health and safety.
Wow.
Yeah, and today, by the grace of God, what I was seeing happening in the streets, seeing people suffer, there's no one to help them. There are no people, who are equipped on, life-saving skills.
Yes.
I've managed to come up with a different companies that are able now to do that.
Yes.
By the grace of God, I launched a company called Makinika Africa.
Makinika Africa.
Yeah, Makinika Africa
Yes.
International. And this one didn't just happen. I was somewhere praying, doing meditation, and the word of God came strongly. And he told me, start a company. This is Makinika. He gave me the logo, everything, by the grace of God. So Makinika Africa does trainings on first aid, health and safety, fire. And by the grace of God, I've trained more than 100,000 individuals.
Wow.
By the grace of God.
I mean, what a story. Yes. In fact, we can shut the program. We can shut it down. I tell you, just daring to create the opportunity. And I really like the story where you just decided, to just begin to go back to school, and the game changer was your salvation.
Sure. Yes.
I think that's soil said and done, and we are dealing today with daring to create new opportunities.
Right.
And for you, I see no opportunities, but you're creating them. And Makinika is one of them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ask you what inspired you, because already the inspiration is there. But how in those trainings, how has been the fruit?
Thank you. There are two levels. One, the impact.
Yes.
Having trained all those people at different regions, I've seen people who have trained and inspired them, and they have taken part or maybe a path towards that line of medicine. Sometimes when walking around town and I've seen those big agencies, ambulance companies, and when I check inside, I see people I've trained. Now they are running their ambulances. When I see a fire engine and when I check inside and see my student there, it really encourages me.
Yeah.
Knowing what I desire to see there, now there are people I've equipped who are now saving lives. During the time of Dusit and Westgate, I happened to be there. But my joy was seeing my students, people I've trained, now rescuing, doing the rescue operations. It gave me a lot of joy.
When you talk about your story, it looks like, it's like a film, a movie. But then, during those days, like when you were in the streets, and you are seeing the way life was going, and the way, because basically a bigger percentage of those in the streets never make it. They just grow up and just die in the streets. It becomes a lifestyle. Have you ever gone back to them? Or do you go back to them?
Very good question. Now, having been there, and I know what they've been going through, and when I went back to school and joined university, I started now a sort of, I don't know whether to call it a ministry or a platform, where I would mobilize my friends and we would have street visits. We would visit, we call it street ministry, street boys ministry, and more so targeting the boy child, because most of them are men. So we would mobilize my friends, we go to the streets, to prisons, hospitals, children's home, and all that. But later on, I started an organization called African Youth Rescue Initiative, Africa Youth Rescue Initiative. And up to today, we do and visit, the street boys, the youth in the high schools, primary school, colleges, universities, just to encourage them, to motivate them, to inspire them, to stir them up. Yeah, and every week we have a program, an initiative somewhere where we reach out to them. Unfortunately for the street children, they have one problem. You'll go talk to them, encourage them, and you see them, there's something being planted in them. But when leaving, they will tell you, now boss, umetuongelesha vizuri, hata nimeokoka, unaniacha hapa. Because once you leave them in that environment, unfortunately,
the environment will just swallow them again. It's true, change of environment, because I was with somebody who handles children from the streets, and she has rescued several, and she actually even built a home for them, and she's done very well. I was there celebrating 22 years the other day. But then she will give you stories that are very sad, because sometimes, yes, they want to change, but then after some time, the environment again pulls them back, and I know you must be doing that. But I like your passion for the youth ministry. I've seen you all over.
Thank you.
I think, there are people who say they do youth ministry, but there are people who don't say they do. They are inside. Dealing with the youth. All right, I think we need to shift that a bit and say something about opportunities. Daring to create new opportunities.
Right.
You're an author.
Yeah.
I saw that you've written very good. Dare not to give up.
Dare not quit.
Dare not quit.
Yeah.
What a book. There are books that sell by topic only. When you see the topic, you love the book already.
Thank you.
Dare not to quit. And I think that's the best, you're the best placed person, creating new opportunities. Must there be opportunities?
Yeah, good question. Thank you. Now, when we were doing the introduction, we talked about opportunities, and we looked at opportunities in different dimensions. Opportunities will always be there, and when you focus, unfortunately for us, most so let's say Kenyans or Africans, we look at problems and magnify the problems. But there's a way you can look at a problem, but rather than looking at the negative part of it, you look at it as a gap. There is a gap here that I can step in and try to do something out of that.
Sometimes I think somebody said some opportunity is what you make in your mind, maybe. Because I read in a book that there's no word for crisis in Chinese. The word for crisis in Chinese is the word opportunity. So in every crisis, there is an opportunity. And actually, COVID was a crisis that we saw a lot of opportunities just show up and create opportunities for people. And so, what kind of a mindset, because we may need begin to go to a break. Right from now, what are the kind of, because I want us to begin to build something. What is the kind of mindset do I need to have if I'm going to change opportunity, to create opportunities around me?
One of the mindset you need to have is to be solution oriented. Rather than being problem oriented, we are there complaining and blaming. You blame the government, you blame your uncle, your big brother, you are single parent. I wish my dad did this, I wish he took me to this school or this and this. You become solution oriented. Now because we're here, this has happened, but I'm here. Now from there, what can I do? What is around me? Which possibilities are around me? Who do I have? For example, sharing with you for an hour, there's something I can get from you and go work on it. And from there, I can earn from that.
So what do I have?
Yes.
Who do I have around me?
Yes.
And
even the environment you're in, there are possibilities.
The possibilities in my environment? And you move in. Now tell me about the part and the place for who do I have.
Oh, wonderful.
Because, you know, sometimes
Yeah.
you may be thinking you're in such a crisis, but you just need to talk to someone.
Sure, sure.
So whom do I have?
Wonderful. Now, there's what we call the power of networking.
Networking.
And some of the networks would be even not your friends. Some are acquaintances, others are enemies. I can give you a very good example. I have my second company that I started in 2016, 2015 is Nairobi Safety Shop.
Oh, that thing is good.
Nairobi Safety Shop. By the grace of God, this is one company that has done great things, not in Kenya, even in different parts of the, not even Africa, because I've traded even out of Africa.
Wow.
Now, and it have really helped me to serve God, because Nairobi Safety Shop helps equip our ministry activities, and support our ministry of activities. How did I get the idea of Nairobi Safety Shop? You know, I was seated with some people. I was employed somewhere, and I knew my time had come now for me to quit and go do other things. And here I had given out my resignation, and I'm serving my, actually I gave 3 months notice.
Wow.
3 months notice. So that in case anything new to be done, I'm there to help. I was a manager, I was a training manager by then. And so seated in a room, I was busy, you know, on my laptop, but my other colleagues were there, sharing an idea. They had an idea. They were discussing about an idea, and they said, you know, we've been trying to to look for some safety items in the country, but we noted you have to go to industrial, get this one item. You go to the river, get this one item. Go to Mombasa, get this one item. The person will have an idea of opening one-stop shop in the country. There will be a killer. And I got the idea immediately. And I started researching, are there safety shops, such shops in Kenya? No. Are there such shops in South Africa, UK, US? Yes. I started looking at how they do their things. By the time the discussion was over, I had come up with the name Nairobi Safety Shop. Yeah. And within 1 week, you know, the social media pages were there already. I had gone round the town, Nairobi, you know, all the areas trying to check what is happening in the line of safety. And that's how Nairobi Safety Shop was born.
Wow, it's
people around, even what people are saying. What are people saying on the media, TV? You're just there enjoying news, you know, maybe TikTok and all that. You can get something from TikTok, and a company will be born.
Wow.
I attended Rema Fest.
Yes.
And at Rema Fest, an idea was born. You know, I was wondering, how comes people, you know, don't know this, such a big event happening? Actually, most people got to know it was there the last day, or even after it had happened.
Yes.
But during Rema Fest, I started another company, Doxa Africa Media, a media company, which was born during that time. Yeah. Yeah.
So you seem to be birthing companies like popping them up, like popcorn.
By the grace of God.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, Nairobi Safety Shop is something. I was shopping there before I knew it was yours. One day I was buying some, in fact, there's something I still need to buy.
Karibu sana. Tutakupatia
I'm going to
discount.
buy. I'm going to buy. I need some gloves. Now, the element of just being around people gives you opportunity. You know, I was, let me copy that idea of yours and tell you a story. People remember stories more than... And there's somebody, just like you, had some people talking. They were asking, how can I get this thing? You know, some ladies who were shopping in a supermarket and were looking for this thing. She went again to another supermarket. She had women asking, how can we get this thing? I don't want to mention it. How can we get this thing? Then it just dawned on her. It seems all the women are looking for this thing. And it seems that these people don't stock it. And she went your way. And she stocked it. Wonderful. And today she's one of those, you know, women gadgets. She's able to supply them to women online and all that. So it's about who, you know, you don't even know them, but you can hear their conversations and their needs. Now, so that means, you know, I'm following you, So who do you have? The mindset.
Yes.
Do you have something else we can, before we go for a break?
Thank you.
I need to build opportunities, because somebody is seated in the house, and I want you to look at that thing before we go for a break. If somebody is seated in the house, they have finished school, because most people finish school and wait for jobs or look for jobs.
Yeah.
And they say, there are no opportunities, I don't know anyone. Do you think it's true?
It's not true. Now, let me ask you, that young man seated at home, they're saying there's no job. How many hours do they spend watching TV and movies? And they're with their phones watching TikToks and Instagram. Now, every morning when you wake up, when those young men wake up, the first thing they do is to check on TikTok. And they have specific personalities. They go to check what's the latest thing they have released there. But that person is doing business. For you, what the phone does to you, inakupatia stress, anxiety, it consumes your bundles, kumwa na kichwa and all that, wondering why these people are not liking whatever I'm posting there. But there's something you can utilize with your phone. You can record stuff and you release them. You identify problems and opportunities around. Like the other day I was looking, I have children who are doing CBC. Sometimes you come, you're tired, then wanakwambia, baba niko na project. Then wanakwambia tuliambia tutengeneze guitar, sijui wandende, sijui nini. It's at night. You start now working on all those things, helping them together. But I thought, what about somebody coming up with a TikTok or social media platform or, YouTube platform where they can be checking, CBC, what are they covering, grade 1, grade 2, anaanza kutengeneza those things, making them available. So when now these kids or these parents want to see how to make, for example, the other day, I was trying to help them make an envelope and cards and all that. But how are we doing it? So you have those platforms where now people just click and down, they look at what you've updated there. Sometimes even you can have a shop somewhere, kama Githurai, those pipeline mali where there's a lot of people, and you see what are they making, and you make them available for you. When I teach you helmets and all that for the kids, you have them available for CBC. They will come by, they will come get solutions from you.
So I think you're the kind of person, somebody should sit around you all the time because the opportunities are always there. Amazing. I always ask this one. What is a place of fear and new opportunities?
Oh, wonderful. The Bible talks about God not giving us the spirit of fear. Fear comes from the enemy. And when you confront fear and overcome it, then you'll be able to get to the world of impossibilities. Now you can achieve anything you want. Unfortunately, it's a fear and lack of self-belief that holds us, and we are not able to pursue and achieve our dreams. And I normally tell the young people, life ni kujiamini, kujituma, kujichocha kiasi, na God. Yeah. Because lazima ujichoche pia for people to know what
I'll make
you
a
do.
T-shirt. Kujiamini,
kujituma, kujichocha, na God. Yeah.
Should begin with God.
Yeah, definitely from the beginning. In the beginning, God. They have I have something to lose. If I don't do this, I will lose something. So I have to go for it. And when you go for it, for example, when I started the Nairobi safety shop, and nimefanya research, I've known I need to stock this product. One of the product I stocked then, even before COVID, was the masks. And I knew where to get them, na nikaziweka online. Then COVID started. Do you know, during COVID, I exported masks to China. Not importing, I exported. Because when China closed all the industries, they started now calling for the masks from where they had sold them. So they checked in Kenya, there is this Nairobi safety shop. They have their product. I got a call from China. They confirm, how many do you have? I talked to them Hindi, my supplier. Alikuwa amejaza kwa warehouse. I talked to them Hindi. The China guys called, and a Chinese in Kenya, he came. And we supplied masks worth millions. So wakati COVID, watu wanalia wamefungiwa, that was my peak time. And because I was equipped with the knowledge, safety masks and all that, all the TV stations, I was even hosted by BBC, Voice of America. Unapata leo niko Citizen, kesho KTN, all the TV stations, they were calling me for an interview to share about COVID, mask and all that, and it really paid good. Companies would hire me for 1 hour talk, 15,000, 20,000. And when COVID ikiisha, I was a homeowner in Nairobi. I had even built a church somewhere supported. I was solving a lot of problems around.
Wow.
Because of confronting fear and being strategic.
I'm telling you, you're adding another word. Being strategic. It's amazing. We are going to go for a break. And I want you to think about this word. Innovation.
Right.
when it comes to innovation and new opportunities. You hold it there. And as we come back, please remember to send this link to all of your friends. Remember, some people don't need a class or a lesson. They just need to hear some word. Like he had a word and started a company. You only need one. Keep it elevate. Let's talk after the break.
Are you looking for an opportunity to deepen your faith and walk in the footsteps of Jesus, the prophets, and apostles? Join us on a trip to the Holy Land of Israel from 1st to 10th November 2023. Israel is not just a beautiful country, it is the land of the Bible, of milk and honey, the land of miracles, and where our Savior Jesus Christ was born. This is an opportunity to experience your Bible come to life, to see where the foundation of our faith all began, and visit sites where Jesus did miracles. The total cost for this experience is $2,350 US. Make a deposit of $500 US via NCBA Bank Paybill number 880100, account number 6414090018, account name Ozima Investment Limited. For more information, call Esther on 0717-662-542 or Charlie on 0700-412-045. Join us on this unforgettable journey to the Holy Land of Israel. Let's experience the living Word of God together. Don't miss out.
Welcome back. Remember, this is the Elevate Television Wednesday Morning Digest edition, and we are here to discuss opportunities. And we're so grateful to have Ambassador Steve with us here.
Thank you,
and we were talking about just overcoming fear and pressing into it. But then the place of innovation. Into it, because again you cannot just come with create opportunities from a mindset. You want to do things the way they were done before. We are dealing in the digital age. So what is the place of innovation? And for instance, I'll give you started a shop online,
Right.
I mean, that was something. It's an innovation. So what is the place of innovation and opportunities?
Yeah, thank you. Now, the era we are now in a digital era where people want solutions, want services and goods done in our, handled in a better way. They want high quality, they want speed, they want faster things, they want also the things sorted in their convenience. So where we are right now, when you need to shop for something or for a certain service, and like years ago where you had to travel and go around and maybe start making calls, what you need is just internet, and you look for the product you need or the service that you require. And now for the young people, or now for us who are here, we need now to think about innovation, how to take our services and goods to a level where now you are competitive enough in a way that at your convenience in your sitting room or as you drive, we are able to access the services and the goods you need. Whatever information you need, like the information you need right now, whatever it is, it's in your phone. You don't need to move around town to get these things. So for us Kenyans and for us Africans or for us people, and also for the believers, because for believers we are people of faith, but there are some areas that we fail. We need also to think of innovation. Look at how COVID pushed us. Now the churches, we were pushed to think about how do we take our services online.
Online, yes.
Yeah, it looked odd. Actually, some of the churches which were had online services, they looked like they were a bit carnal. But now every other church, like now, every other speaker out there, or whatever it is, we are now pulling it now to the other end, so that we are able to reach out to the other person who is behind, who you are not seeing. When you release your products online, or you become innovative. For example, you use the technology and release your product out there. Somebody is looking for that product. How will they know that you have it? When I said life ni kujituma na kujichocha, people want to, they are looking for something, and so you must put yourself out there. Let people know that you do it, or you offer the service or supply the goods, and two, how you do it.
Yeah.
So there's one thing, releasing the information, and then there's another thing, how. Because there's a lot of other people who are offering the same service and selling the same goods, but they want to see what is the benefit of this vis-a-vis this company.
So innovation, creativity, you have to be creative, innovative. Wow. So let me ask you, because sometimes success stories are just told, they just look flowery.
Right.
Have you ever failed, in all these ventures?
No, failure will always be there, but it depends with how you perceive it. We call it failing forward.
Failing forward.
Yeah.
Wow.
You fail and gather, there's something you learn from that. Making sure that if you fail, there's a lesson. So to me, I embrace failure. Actually, failing have really helped me improve. For example, in business, there's errors that I've made. For example, I used to wonder why people are very keen on checks. For example, doing business, you receive checks, and then you release all your products. And so I started that way. Niko na check sawa, ndio unataka nini na nini. But I realized I deposited checks severally, but they bounced. Then later on, you go look for this company, you realize that company doesn't exist. Unaona tu vitu zimeenda. Now from there, you fail, you make mistakes, but I've learned from those mistakes. I've learned from maybe contracting or employing the wrong people. Again, I learned from that. Actually, every person I've employed, I've learned a lot from them, and they help me even to prepare for even the next level. Yeah. Also, when it comes to decision making, there are decisions you make and then you fail terribly. Yeah. There's errors maybe in the relationship. You handle a certain client, then you do a mistake and you lose that client, and maybe the client was the backbone of your company. There's a way God releases things. There's what we call the 80-20%. You can have a client, two clients who are the backbone. Ukona clients wengi, but there are these two who with them your company in a run, in a flow. Then you mess up with such a relationship, you'll never forget. Yeah, you'll never forget those mistakes. Yeah.
So failure is there.
Yeah,
but
failure
the lesson
will always be there.
The lesson is what you need to learn.
Yes, and any person have failed. Even the president, even the directors, the governors, the executives, those people, the personalities we admire, at some point they have failed. Not once, not twice. But what they do, you learn from their, you learn from your own mistakes, but also learn from other people's mistakes. There's a saying, one time President Kagame of Rwanda said something. There's a quote he said that only fools learn from their own mistakes. And he was looking at Kenya during post-election violence, what was happening around. And already we were supposed to have run with what had happened in Rwanda. Yes. So he was saying only fools learn from their own mistakes. We should have learned from them. Yeah. So also you can learn from me. I can learn from you. You learn from other business people. Wow. That's why you need even mentors and role models, people you learn from. And once you learn the mistakes they did, definitely you learn even from their mistakes. You will not follow that path.
Wow. So mistakes are there as you dare. Just know there's going to be mistakes.
Yes.
And when they come, learn.
Right.
And move on. Fail forward.
You fail forward.
Wow.
Unaanguka, unaamka ukisonga, not failing backwards.
You fail running. Yeah. Now, in those opportunities, because you're in a marketplace, I think you're a good example. In those pictures, how do you align? Because you see, opportunities can come, and the way you go into them, you literally don't make it. Because, and this is a question I want to ask you: how do you align your values?
Okay.
Yes, this is an opportunity, but this is Steve, and Steve has values. Steve has this stand, and this opportunity looks like this.
Right.
My stand and my values and these opportunities, there's seemingly gap. How do you align values and opportunities?
Right. Thank you. In most cases, before people buy your services and products, they buy you, including even your books, including even your sermons, including your music. One, they will look at who is this person, the character, the integrity, and all that. So once they trust you, once they look at your value and what you're offering, now any other thing that relates to you, they will go for it.
Wow.
So you have to be very keen on your name and your brand. Even the Bible says about a good name is more desirable, gold and silver, to be esteemed. So as you step out there, you have to work on your brand. People will buy you. If you mess your brand, any other thing that relates to you will also be messed up. So you have to be a person of integrity and good character. And then now you look at the value, how you make people feel. Whatever you're offering out there, are you meeting their needs? Are you a solution to their problems? If you make them feel good, like I had this problem and it was met by this, and so they get value for your product and service, these same people, one, they are the one even who will market for you. You will not struggle even to get customers and clients. These are the people who will go out there, they will talk about your service and how you made them feel, they will recommend you, and they'll also come back. So you'll have repeat clients from them, and number two, you'll get referrals from them, and it becomes very easy. And I will encourage people out there, as you step in to do your, as a business owner, or you are doing some services out there, think about the value and relationships. Relationship.
Yeah. Wow, you brought this thing which we wanted to talk about. Opportunities. Somebody said your opportunities are equal to your relationships. Is it true?
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah? So you talked about values, and let me give you a scenario.
Yeah.
And this is a person who talked and said, this is an opportunity I've been given.
Right.
But this opportunity looks like, because you mentioned integrity, this opportunity I've been given. I've been pursuing it.
Right.
I've wanted such an opportunity. Now it is on the table. But then it has conditions. My values don't accept with those conditions. Because, yes, I want the opportunities. Yes, I like it. I've looked for this opportunity.
Yeah.
Now it is on the table. And the conditions don't agree with my values.
Right.
Answer that one.
Two, number one, do not compromise.
I like that.
Do not compromise. Be consistent. How I knew you yesterday, let me know you today. When I see how you do your things and I'm impressed by your services and goods, that is what will come to my mind. So as I talk about you, maybe in another forum, I'll tell them, this guy does this and this and this. If you're not consistent, at some point, there will be a disconnect.
There will be a disconnect.
Yeah,
The story ends like this.
Yeah.
This man wanted an opportunity to be a manager in a certain department of their company.
Yeah.
But then, one of the director was looking for a suitable guy to fill that position. Yes, people will apply, and internally, externally. So he crafted a plan. Because that specific department was where they were bleeding.
All right.
But they needed somebody. In fact, the owner said, I was not looking for qualifications. I was not looking for any paper.
Right.
I was looking for a person, just like you've said it. I was looking for a certain caliber of a person. And so what did he crafted a plan, because that's where all their goods came.
Right.
That's where they landed. And when they land there, they will get lost.
Yeah.
So they import like 1 million of this, but by the time they are being put into the system, they are 800. So where they go, nobody. So they crafted a plan. And they told this guy, you are good at clearing. Our goods are at the port. We want to declare less because now these guys are making too much tax out of us, so let's declare less. And so the guy did not know it was a plot.
All right.
And so he was being asked, and you're the guy to do that. You go and declare. And then he looked at the boss and said, as much as I would want, but I think I wouldn't declare. I wouldn't try. It would be wrong for us to do that because, first of all, my faith does not allow me. Number two, it will come back to us somewhere. I will keep losing things. So I will not just declare the truth, say the truth, so that we know what we have declared. Let's deal with things at our end. And they prevailed upon him and refused. Then later he was called to the boss's office, and he was told now. He thought he was being fired because of refusing to respect the boss's desire.
Right.
He said, no. We are employing you now. You are the manager in that seat because we have now found you are a man of integrity.
Right.
We are employing you on that.
Basis of integrity.
Yes, not your papers. Yes. That's how he ascended into that position, and from that day the company stopped making the losses because he sealed the loopholes.
Right.
And so, like you say, people buy you. They don't buy what you may have good papers.
Yeah.
You may have good papers, and that is key. As we continue to finish, because we have to finish.
Sure.
What is the place of skills
Okay.
in creating new opportunities?
Now, maybe going back to the discussion, when hiring a staff, will you go for skills or honesty? As a business owner, and you need to get this staff, will you go for skills or honesty? Because you can have a very skilled person, but
Yes.
if the person is not honest, that business will collapse.
There was a story that was trending last week. You saw it. There's a man who works he's a lab technician.
Right.
Very skilled, very sought after. But the problem is wherever he goes, the reagents get lost.
Yeah.
No, that's a story for another day.
Yeah, and I would rather you hire an honest person than you help him grow. He can get the knowledge and the skill as he go up. And if you look at our Indian brothers and sisters in their businesses, most of the stuff they get, they're unskilled, but they look for honesty. That person will be there for many years. Then they will equip them. They will equip them with their necessary skills. And now with that, they are able to run and their businesses. Now going back to our level where now you want to step into innovation, you want to start a business or a company, you need to keep on improving and growing, and growing your stamina. One of it is research and getting the necessary skills. For you to be a guru out there, you have to stand out. How do you stand out? There's something you are offering that we cannot get it from anywhere else. You are not one among many, you are one among the few. For you to be one among the few, there are some few people who are good at something. So from the few that are out there, you are one of them.
Wow.
So you have to be well equipped, you have to be skilled, you have to also have the spirit of excellence. And the spirit of excellence, you develop it, but also you get it from God. Even as you pray and you follow the kingdom principles and laws, you develop the spirit of excellence. And now we will be unstoppable. So skills very crucial. For you to be, for example, you are a problem solver. There's something you're offering out there. And how well you package yourself, it will determine whether now the outcome will be favorable or unfavorable. There's a formula I normally use. Right knowledge plus right action is equals favorable outcome. Right knowledge plus right action is equals favorable outcome. So what do you know? The knowledge, the skills, the experience, the exposure, what do you have and what do you know? Then now you take the right action. Now definitely the outcome, the results will be good, and you cannot argue with results. Results was in agitated.
When we were growing up, I'm sure you went through this. Now that, parents always have an option B.
Right.
You want to be a doctor, they tell you what to be. First of all, they will tell you what to become.
Right.
They want you to be a pilot. And they don't want you to be a pilot because you want to be a pilot. They want you to be a pilot so that they can stand out among other parents, or the doctor, or this.
Right.
But then, when you don't make it, like unfortunately you didn't make it the first time.
Right.
They looked for something for you. They took you to the cobbler.
Yeah.
But then for some people, they tell you, get a skill. Get a skill.
Right.
Driving, get a skill.
Right.
This, that, get a skill, this. Because now they are looking at the other option. What can give this some guy something?
Right.
All right? What are the general skills someone needs to have to walk out into any opportunity? I mean, this is verbatim too. General skills.
Right. Now, there's a question with a different perspective. Yes, the skills, there are different levels of skills. There's the general, even cooking, being a good chef, even kukunja nguo, kupiga nguo pasi vizuri is a skill. But also it's good to, you do research, you look at the emerging trends. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we heading? And also you look at even the developed countries. Here we are in Kenya, but how is other countries out there doing? So we are heading to where they are already. So which opportunities are there, or where have they been through that we are heading, and which skills do we need to get there? And there is a lot of skills out there, including the simple technical skills. For example, every person right now is working on being a homeowner. As a homeowner, there are things you need. Interior design, you need a good plumber, a good electrician, you need good lightings, you need good decor and all that in the house. So you need somebody who will do quality stuff. So the young people need to look at, life in such a perspective. You need a good car. That guy, you need to pimp it. You need 1, 2, 3 in that car. You need somebody who can do good service and make your car more comfortable. You need also to do a good suit. Like the person who do my wares and all that, he is unique in a way that he pushes me. When he sees something good, he will tell, hey, ambassador, there's that thing I've seen. Even if I'm not prepared, he will push, and sometimes he will make it. When you're around town, just pass by. I made this for you. And he's always there being innovative and getting more skills to do different things. So there are different skills. Now, ladies are very sensitive on how they look, on their appearance. Every other time they need good hairstyle, good makeup, good wear and all that. So you need skills. People who are able now to make their ladies look nice. Wow. You equip yourself and you package yourself well, they'll come for you.
General skills.
General skills.
General skills.
Yeah.
One of the things I learned is to have general skills. I can survive anywhere.
Sure. Right.
General skills. Like you're saying, a homeowner. You need to know how to fix your bulbs.
Sure. And to prepare the leaking
the taps. Taps break down, you just don't worry. I have so many tools, so I'll fix it.
Life-saving skills.
Yes.
First aid, fire, safety, how to rescue your car, how to change your tire, 1, 2, 3 has happened.
So you need the normal life skills that can help you come out.
Right.
And for new opportunities. We have very few minutes, Ambassador, because as we go now, I'm going to talk about your books. How did you get into writing? I think.
Thank you. 2 things happened. One, when I was in the university, and I'm passionate for Christ, and when free, university there's a lot of free time, and so I would go out in the village. Sometimes we volunteer, go train people. So this time I was in Eldoret. I schooled at Moore University. I went to Huruma Grounds, Eldoret, and I was there meditating, and there was a crusade that was to be there in the evening. So I decided I'll go there, meditate the whole day, then join the crusade. As I meditate, I had a voice come. And I was wondering, why have I gone through a lot of problems, a lot of predicaments, bad things happening? Sometimes you wonder, kwani Mungu anakuwaga anko na watu wengine anakuwa ni baba? Mbona anakaa niko mbali na atakuja kunirescue nikikufa? Then I had a voice come. Ikaniambia, I'm working on your case. I'm behind the scene.
Wow.
Your work in progress. And one day after nimekupitishia hii mambo yote, nimekushape, nimekuchonga, I will lift you up for my glory. So keep on moving. I'm in control. And so he gave me a revelation to write a book called Behind the Scenes.
Wow.
Tell him, I'm behind the scenes. I'm working on you behind the scenes. So keep moving. Keep moving through this fire, through this water. It will not consume you. And so that's when I started compiling my story, and I did my first book, Behind the Scene. Now, also in my journey, I've gone through a lot. you know, I was born a stammerer, and all through primary school, I was stammering so badly that people are calling me Gatotori. You know, in mother tongue, Gatotori is stammering. And during primary, to you know, when walimu wanaambiaga mtu, you know, soma next, you read the next sentence. As they had now. As now people wait for me to read, you'll hear everyone laughing because they knew sasa hapa ni drama. This guy will just make it look. So stammering. So I overcame stammering. I overcame drug addiction, low self-esteem, and all that. So I compiled all those things and came up with a book called Overcoming All Odds. And this is the book, Overcoming All Odds. And I also came up with did a book on Dare Not Quit. This is a book that will start you to keep moving. You know, persistence where is out resistance. So this is a very good book for a person who is trying to work on your dream, work on your vision, whatever, maybe on your business. Dare Not Quit. The latest book I've done, though still there's other books that we are finalizing on, is The Art of Effective Church Ushering.
Wow.
After giving my life to Christ, because of my nature, I'm not talkative. I was trying to find out how do I serve God, and I realized I'm fitting very well on ushering, and I've been in ushering for very many years, even in leadership, different local assemblies. So I compiled the skills, the knowledge, and all that, and came up with the book, The Art of Effective Church Ushering. And this book has traveled. It has gone to a lot of countries. If you just Google church ushering,
you know something.
Yeah.
Do you know how I knew you? I knew you through ushering. That's amazing.
Thank you.
The first time I talked about you, I said, that guy's an usher.
Yes, I'm an usher in Fellowship and Deliverance Church, Majestic City, under Bishop Makinika. So that's where I serve. But I've the Kagundo Road.
Kagundo Road. I've seen the place. I've seen the place.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. That's not through. But I also train. I've trained a lot of churches in the country on our church. I train church ushers, protocol team, security team, sanctuary keepers, hospitality and catering units.
Amazing. So you have to go. I'll send you somewhere. You go to do the training. As we shut down, because the time is going up, there's a question I always ask people who sit on that seat. It's not for free.
Hope it's not
for free.
Difficult. It's I'll send an invoice.
There are people who call later and get on our social media handles on Elevate TV, and they say, I want that guy who was seated there. I want to talk to him.
Right.
And this is a question: does he offer mentorship? So do you offer mentorship?
Yes, actually, I call myself a mentor and intentional encourager. I will encourage you through whatever you are trying to do, or there's whichever situation or circumstance or predicament. I'm there trying to help you get a solution. Yes, I do mentorship. One of it right now, I'm doing school ministry every week. Last week, I did 5 schools.
I saw you. I have been following you so closely that you won't believe it.
Right, and after this, I will be somewhere. I talk to young students, young people in high schools, in universities, during church conferences, seminars, and all that, and even one-on-one. I do create time because I don't know what you're carrying and what you'll become.
Wow!
So I'll buy tea even for you. Kununulia chai tuongee because one day I'll
say
be
that
proud
on air.
Nisa, kikombe ya chai, it will cost me nothing.
All right, of course, it's true. But I really like how you are. And personally, I want to say thank you for just giving us an opportunity to have you in Elevate Television. I want you to look at the camera for about a minute as you close, as you wind up and speak to somebody straight into their eyes.
Right.
And tell them at least a word, then we shall close down.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Opportunities will always be there. And if you don't package yourself and you come up with something of value and take it out there, people will look for you to hire you to work on their dreams and visions, to help add value on their products and their services. So you have to package yourself. Normally we say life ni kujiamini, kujituma, kujichocha, na God. You combine all this with God, time, and yourself. You can become anything, you can achieve anything. You just believe in yourself that it's possible and can be done. Whatever dream I have, or whatever vision I have, it is possible and can be done. And it's very important, it's very crucial it's very necessary that you arise and become something and offer service out there and take those goods out there. And once you arise and make it, there is a lot of other people who will hang on you. There are people suffering out there because wewe hujaamka. Ukiamka and you take those goods out there, you'll hire them, you'll employ them. Na hii mambo ya unga, sijui maisha imekuwa ngumu namna gani, we will solve it. We'll solve it. And that is what we are doing out there. And we can link up even after this. Just go to all my social media platforms, Ambassador Steve Mbugua. We can interact more.
I was to ask you that, where do I find you?
Good. Thank you. Yeah, this Ambassador Steve Mbugua, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, kila mahali, postcards.
Ambassador
Steve Mbugua, or AMB Steve Mbugua. Also, if you visit any Nairobi safety shop, that is a CBD branch behind Afya Center, Mfangano Trade Center. Sometimes you can find me there. Eastern Bypass, opposite Green Sports Towers, next to Mudokinju Paints. There's Nairobi safety shop. You can get me there. You can also, I do travel across different counties as an ambassador of safety, just helping build a culture of safety. So we meet at different platforms.
I think the onus is on you to find him on his social media handles. You'll know where he is and you can follow him through. But if you want him, the numbers on your screen, you can call us. We will link you directly to him. Only serious callers. And you need to do that on WhatsApp and on Facebook and on YouTube. And we are going to do that. I cannot say any more. He has said it all. And I think this is not a man to call here once. Steve, you have to come again.
Thank you.
I really want to thank you for your time. Thank you for your busy schedule and just finding time for us and Elevate. We really appreciate and thank you and say, even as we tell you, keep going. Don't stop. Many are waiting. And you fall forward. Yes. That's all we could have for you. This is Wednesday edition of the Morning Digest, Elevate Television, keeping it kingdom. See you next week. Same time, same place, another topic. God bless you.